right, so Chad Zumock was on Misery Loves Company, and we were going to play this for you guys last night, but the YouTube stream got set to private. The reason it got set to private now is understandable. Kevin puts it behind a paywall on his Patreon.
Yes.
So I subscribe to the Misery Loves Company Patreon. Kevin's very funny. He had Chad Zumock on, and Kevin, it turns out, now we know Bob Levy likes what we do.
Bob's great.
Bob Levy likes the Steel Toe Show. I did not know that Kevin Brennan enjoyed the Steel Toe Show from time to time.
They keep coming out of the woodwork.
I had no idea. I was very flattered by it.
Me too.
And Bob's been having Chad Zumock on his show, and I think he's been having Chad on just to, like, low-key fuck with him because they no-sell everything he does. They shit on all of his premises. They don't laugh at anything he gives them. And I think they're just mocking him, and he doesn't know it.
I think Kevin might as well just come out and say that he's having him on to fuck with him. He's just as much as said that before.
Right, and you know what? Chad would still sit there and take it because Chad is so desperate. None of his podcasts get any viewers, except when we send ours over to him.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up at his shows. I think the last headlining thing he did, Carl played it on his show. It was like 7 people showed up. The only time he's part of a crowd is when like some headliner will come into town and go, hey, who's a hack that can open for me so I don't have to worry about, having to follow someone who's going to kill? And they're like, oh, Chad Zumock, here you go. Absolutely.
Or he'll barge his way into a venue.
Or he'll try to barge his way to a venue to the point where he doesn't take a hint and they have to ban him from it, which he takes as a victory. I don't know. When I get banned from a venue, I never have, but if I do, I usually don't go, oh, yeah, that shows that I'm really killing the game.
It should be shameful.
It should be shameful. But Chad has no shame and no self-awareness. This is why I love him so much. So Bob had Chad on, and he decided to ask him about Steel Toe. Now, Chad will go off about Carl from Who Are These Podcasts.
Okay.
He has before.
Yep.
Chad will go off about Frank and Chrissy, and he does in this segment we're about to watch. But watch what happens to Chad when Kevin and Bob start talking about the old Steel Toe. This is fun.
I've waited for this.
We've got a couple of clips for you out of this. Here's Chad. That gay fucking captain's hat is too much.
Whatever. I think you should wear one.
It's too great. Dude, I saw one at Ragstock when we were shopping for the kids' Halloween costumes, and I went, I have to buy this. I have to wear this to mock Chad Zumock. And I went, no, you know what? He's going to realize how gay this is, and he's going to abandon it. It won't last long. And this is what I love about Chad. The more he loses, the more he digs in on the L because he thinks that's how you turn it around.
Yes.
It's
He's
perfect.
owning it, right?
Yes. Like today, he tweeted about Gino talking shit about us, or talking shit about him on our show. He did it the instant Gino started talking about him. I retweeted Chad, and I said, Chad, stop lying. Just admit you listen to Steel Toe and you're a big fan. I don't. Somebody sent me a direct message, and I was responding to that. And he screenshotted the message as though he needed to prove it.
He sure did. I saw it.
And he's like, I know you want this radio award thing, but I'm not going to give you one. I'm like, dude, it ain't a war.
A radio award?
It's an annihilation. I don't need you to come back. You coming back at us helps because you're really bad at it and we get to make fun of you more. Gives us more content. Thank you. Salute. I appreciate it. But we don't need you to do that. It doesn't have to be a war. We're watching you melt down in real time, and I'm covering it. Chad, I'm a documentarian in real time. So let's watch this clip. Notice Chad's going to go on a rant about Chrissy and Frank, bitch about them, and then Kevin's going to go Steel Toe, and all of a sudden,
watch out.
Shit turns around.
Yeah.
You can do that, yeah.
Ralphie May got the same surgery, and then it just went all downhill.
Could you imagine going to the doctor and be like, I give up. Just fucking, just cut my stomach in half. Just
Can you
sew it
imagine
up.
going back and go?
Now, this is a different cut than the live stream, so my timestamps might be a little off. I'll go a little bit forward here.
For 2 days the other week. The fuck?
Yeah, but Bob, you look good smoking. Bob, you're like a you know how to spell cock, so they even know how to.
If you let them know ahead of time,
oh babe,
it's okay. It's just a box.
We'll get
There's
there.
literally a box you check for.
You won't get
advertisers.
Yeah.
But I don't
okay
think
with
it totally,
people saying. I think because I'm like a new subscriber. Because if I see something that
Oh, here we
I
go.
don't know, and then I'll see. My pillow. All right, so Chad,
Here we go.
what's the deal with the Steel Toe morning show? I was trying to watch that last night.
Oh, Kevin.
I watched it. I watched
Oh, look at Chad right away. I don't know.
Oh, it feels so sweet hearing Kevin say that.
It feels so nice. He's like, what's up with these guys? I was trying to watch them last night.
it once, and now it comes up constantly on my thing. I think because I'm like a new subscriber. Because if I see something,
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Kevin Brennan, subscriber to the Steel Toe Morning Show.
It's an honor.
I love guys. You know what, Kevin? Get in touch with us. We'll send you a Steel Toe hoodie if you're a hoodie guy. Absolutely. Bob Levy, Gino, same thing. We'll send
Are
you.
they all hoodie guys?
If you're a hoodie guy, we'll send you a Steel Toe hoodie.
Just
So
send a care package to Compound.
Kevin's been watching Steel Toe. He's a subscriber. All our shit pops up for him now. He'll probably see the Gino interview. And he's going to ask Chad about Steel Toe.
up to that I don't know, and then I'll see. They'll be like, oh, they were talking about the Gino Bisconte fight. So then I subscribe, and now I guess it comes up all the time. And then they were talking about you, and they like you're a Steel Toe denier. He said you won't say their name even though you know their name.
Come on, say it.
No, I purposely went out of my.
Oh, so
Bob
Kevin's
loves
like,
this too.
you know their name, but you won't say their name, but you know it, but you say you don't know it.
This is rich.
And look at Bob. He's smiling. He's like, oh, let's watch him
he
wiggle.
said too. He's like, say it. Come on.
Say it. Come on, you pussy.
Way not to.
His name's Carl, right?
What's
Carl.
His name
Carl?
is
It's like not even- it's Andy.
Oh, he knows my we're going to get to see the Chad denial thing, too. If you're going to deny that you know somebody, you got to not get the name right. You got to commit to not getting the name right.
Or just I don't know.
You
it.
can't fuck up the name and then get the right
Well,
name.
you two tweeted each other too much.
Yes.
not even, it's Andy
an
or
A.
something with an A. Aaron.
It's an A.
Right away.
There it was.
Chad had to say the wrong name first. My favorite thing about Chad is he thinks he's Sun Tzu or Machiavelli, when really he's just kind of Chris Farley and Tommy Boy. You know, he's like, oh, I'm playing the game. Watch me play the game. His name's like, oh, Andy, Aaron. Chad, you know the fucking name. Mixing it up the first time only shows that you're insecure and you don't know how to play it, buddy. Come on. This is what I like about Chad. I don't shit on him as much as I try to help. Because I've always said this show deserves a better class of nuisance. And I got to try and build this asshole up so he looks believable against me. Right now, Chad Zumock is incredibly mismatched against this show.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't look
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't look like a threat. So I got to build this asshole up as some kind of threat. So then when we take him down, it looks more impressive. Right now, we're just King Kong swatting Chad Zumock biplanes out of the air. You're Fay Ray in this instance.
Okay.
It's an A. I did
Aaron.
a show.
I don't even know who these people are. They
Is
just
that his wife? Is that his wife who's on the show?
Now, remember, Chad just said
Yay.
under his breath, I don't even know who these people are.
Can I tell you the angst I go through hearing that?
Remember, Chad just said, I don't know who these people are. Said Aaron, doesn't know who these people are. You know what always follows that? Chad can't help himself. Here comes the bio.
Yeah, here's their bios, guys.
found out it was. Yeah, it's like his second wife.
Well, that's can't get mad at a guy for having two wives.
And now that is the start of Kevin and Bob
That's not good.
no selling everything Chad says. Chad's
Right.
like, yeah, I
He
found
meant
out.
that as a dig.
Yeah, Chad's like, I found out it's his second wife. And Kevin's like, yeah, that's
And
actually totally fucking cool.
it's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
Like his second wife.
Well, that's can't get mad at a guy for having two wives.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I think he
That's
got,
about average. Levy's had 6.
he got
Bob's up there like that's rookie numbers.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
first, and it's his new wife, and it's so lame when you make your wife your co-host.
Okay, so now he's trying to shit on us for the wife co-host thing. This is good. Chad's going to try and mix it up a little.
Oh, but Chad doesn't have a wife co-host.
Now, wait a
Oh.
minute. Well, he could have, but he's been a stalker and
Little
he's had
stalker.
restraining orders and other things. You don't get wives that way, Chad. So, Chad's going to try and hammer us by saying, he's got his wife as a co-host, and isn't that hacky? Get ready. You think his co-hosts are going to get his back on that one?
Definitely.
When you make your wife your co-host.
I got mine as my co-host.
Oh, buddy.
The misfortunes and misadventures of Chad Zumock is my favorite time to have on this show.
This is hard to watch for him.
Opie might be right up there for me. I like making fun of Opie. But oh my God, Chad is just a gift.
Chad's always got people like around him that will instantly like discredit him though. That's the best part.
Come on, cooler guy. He's like the little kid trying to impress the 8th graders, and the 8th graders are like, "Get out of here, you homo! What the fuck are you doing? Go play with the 5th graders." Come on, isn't it hack that he's got his wife as co-host? I got my wife as co-host.
I mean, yeah, it's probably hack, whatever.
I know, it's terrible.
It's like we kill.
It saves money. Yeah, and they want to hear the wife.
They love what I.
So now Kevin and Bob have both shot down Chad's trying to shit on. This is the best thing. I have 2 hardened veteran comedians. I don't even need to hit back at Chad anymore.
This is brilliant.
I've got a Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan sized buffer before I even can react to Chad.
Look at Chad down here too.
Oh yeah, he's getting nervous. He's touching the face.
What is that even? What is this?
Stevie Lou on Twitter wrote it, and he goes, "Hey girls, you want to come over for mimosas?"
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Credit to Stevie Lou there on Twitter. But so neither of his 2 things have hit. I don't know anything about him. That's his wife. Yeah, it's his second wife actually. His name's Aaron.
Co-host.
And isn't it hacky when your wife is your co-host? No, that's actually pretty smart. You save money. It's Bob does it. It's pretty.
People want to hear her.
And then didn't Bob just say they kill? Did I hear Bob say that we kill?
Yeah.
Hold on.
When you make your wife your co-host.
I got mine as my co-host sometimes.
I know, it's terrible.
It's like we kill.
It saves money. Yeah, and they want to hear the wife.
They love what I. She loves what I do. She wants to be part of everything. She's.
I really thought like she.
I missed that the first
he mumbled,
time.
Yeah.
Did he just get pissed because they're no selling his steel toe attack?
Yeah, and they want to hear the wife.
He's shaking. By the way, we're gonna see some real Chad shakes in this one.
She loves what I do. She wants to be part of everything. She's.
I really thought like she doesn't talk a lot to be doing the show every day with this guy. So I was thinking like either she don't like to talk, but now that it's his wife,
Thanks,
it makes
Kevin.
sense because she's kind of just there for moral support and to.
I don't like.
Are you getting low key shit on by Kevin
I
Brennan?
did get shit on by Kevin.
It's
yes.
kind of an honor. Kevin
I'll
shits on
take
everybody.
the honor, but I don't like the criticism.
He's being
I feel like
very,
I talk quite a bit.
He's being very polite about
I feel like him not just outwardly saying he doesn't like me is enough.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Agree with him every once in a while, but he does most of the talking. And at first I was like, how do you get, why is this lady even here? She doesn't even talk much, but it makes sense if they're doing it from their house. Yeah. And she's like, hey, you want to do the show with me?
Kevin, how gay was Bob's tweet over the weekend?
Oh, we've got Chad Zumock
Kevin's
changing the subject.
Kevin's clearly trying to have a conversation here, Chad.
Chad, Kevin's trying to talk to you about this steel toe feud. And all Chad did was he tried to lay a finger on us twice. It didn't even get to us because these 2 intercepted it. Yeah. Bob and Kevin intercepted it. So then what does Chad go to? His mimosa girl's hands on his face. And he goes to, hey, Bob, what about that tweet you had over the weekend?
I feel like little producer guy down here. I don't know who that is, but he's just like smirking every now and then too. And he thinks it's so funny. Like you can see it right now. Like Chad just changed the topic.
I don't mean to, because now like people in this world watch our stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not disrespecting this guy. I just don't, I think, and I'm sorry if you're not, that might be I know who Ray DeVito is. I don't think that's Ray DeVito.
I know a Ray DeVito. I don't
think
his
that's
face.
Ray.
I don't know his face at all.
So Chad tries to change the subject to Bob, and we're going to fast forward to a random spot. They go back to Steel Toe about 45 minutes from now. But we're going to go to a random spot. Chad is shaking. He is not happy that Steel Toe came up. He's not happy that that the hosts completely stonewalled him on his attempt to get something going.
Which one?
I think he did it on purpose.
Of course I did it. See how long it would take Kevin to get in there. You know what I mean? It's
no,
like,
but you mean that too.
I do mean it.
What do you call it? Your sweet. What did you?
Now they move on because Chad doesn't want to talk about Steel Toe anymore. So he changes the subject and goes, "How gay was Bob's tweet?" Like that's classic trying to get the heat off of you. Because now Bob's not even shitting on Steel Toe now. Bob's just talking about the show and how it makes sense to have you on. And he goes, I get it. You know, I was watching him. I'm a subscriber. Oh, Chad, that is all. So now you've taken L's from us before. That's bad enough. Now you're taking L's from the guy who had you on as a guest.
He's doing you a big favor.
Oof. Gotta sting, buddy. It's never happened to me before. So I wouldn't know. I'm just watching, and just by osmosis, I'm absorbing a lot of discomfort. Let's see if we can cut to a random spot where, because the chat was even pointing out during this live stream yesterday that he was just he was Michael J. Fox in it with his karaoke microphone. Yeah. Oh my God.
Now when Tom Brady still wants to be Tom Brady, she's like, how dare you, Tom Brady? And he's like, how do you think?
He's still young enough. I mean, he's in good shape. He's playing good.
We're going to see when the shakes start.
There's a difference. She's not.
You were supposed to do her podcast, but you blew her off.
No, she asked me to do it. It was a bad day for me. I couldn't schedule.
Yeah. You got to go. Canoe is fucking pretty.
You're talking about Gino's
girlfriend. She is pretty. Engelbert's crazy. She's fucking.
Blocked.
Oh.
It does now.
All right.
It does?
I should have timestamped the shakes. I've got the steel toes timestamped, but I don't have the shakes timestamped.
He knows you're going to see it like it was hilarious.
Yeah, but I didn't see it. People have been trying to send it to me forever, and then I never watched it.
Stop it and comment.
Yeah.
But
maybe like 15 minutes, but the promo.
The other thing about Chad is on these shows, he's in the chat, he's reading it, and they're all shitting on him.
He's
terribly.
Constantly got chat cancer.
Yeah, and it fucks with him. So he started shaking during the whole thing. He started it fucked him up pretty bad. And then we get towards the end of this episode of Misery Loves Company, and Kevin's not going to let him off the hook. He wants Chad to say something about Steel Toe.
Just address it.
And once again, it does not go well for old Chad Zumock. What's my timestamp here? 1 hour and 2 minutes, but we're going to have to go forward a little bit because of they repurposed this or whatever and to put it up on Patreon.
Lemonade. Diet lemonade.
On the show, and he wouldn't even do that. They're cowards.
Who drinks on the show?
Yeah.
No.
Lemonade over at Sullivan's. And then
Okay, this is important for context. So now they're going to ask Chad about Frank and Gino and these other people. And watch Chad have a million things to say. Not afraid to cock off about these guys. He'll say shit about them all day long. But then watch when they bring up Steel Toe right after.
And you should go in and see what the fuck. Everybody should just sit down and have a great episode.
Have a couple of Totinos and lemonade over at Sullivan's. And then
Diet
walk
lemonade.
Oh, sorry, guys. I got to put this up on the screen for you. My fault.
What are you doing?
I am fucking up over here.
Diet lemonade.
On the show, and he wouldn't even do that. They're cowards.
Who drinks on the show?
No, I was on Levy Land, and we tried to have Frank on because he was in the chat room because he just lives in chat rooms all day. And you're like, come on the show, let's talk it out. He won't even do that.
You can see him start to hunch up and like tighten when he starts
V's.
to mention Frank. He just goes, and I tried to get him on, and he wouldn't go on. He's a fucking coward. Jesus.
Cowards.
He thinks it's beneath him. He's like, because he's a manager, so he doesn't want to get caught up in that nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
that tight-lipped. Yeah. He's got heavy nose breathing going. Chad is pissed.
that guy doesn't know what happy is.
No, Chad doesn't. Chad's so far removed from happiness that I don't think he recognizes it.
I don't know Frank that well, but he seems pretty harmless.
Seems pretty harmless, yeah. Whereas Chad is a ball of rage waiting to explode. And I love being part of the spark that ignites the wick, if you will.
Well, he makes all the nonsense happen.
So you know for a fact that well, you don't know anything, right? But he gives out, he doxes you where? On Reddit?
Yeah, he sends stuff to other podcasts because people save the receipts. They save the screenshots.
All right, now Chad does this cope where he's trying to say that Frank sends Carl and me information about Chad that we then use on our show as if Frank is this master, marionette who's just controlling everying.
He just sees all things.
I only know Frank because we started shitting on you, Chad, and Frank was a big fan of what we were doing. As far as your doxes, it's not a dox, dummy. It's your criminal record. It's public knowledge. You Google you, and it's one of the first things that pops up. It ain't your comedy career. It's dead. The charges, I'm sure some of those are still alive. At least the probation. So he thinks that Frank is giving these shows like all this ammunition. No, what it is, stupid, is we're a mutual admiration society of people who love fucking with you because it bothers you so much, and you go on shows with your $20 karaoke mic, and you purse your lips, and you look like Hector Salamanca, and you wear a gay Village People hat, and you shake like a tree in a hurricane. That's why we do it, Chad.
Doxing is such an overused term now.
Yeah.
People don't use it for what it's actually meant.
Everything is doxing now, yeah.
I do too. You CVS receipts, you mean? What are you talking about?
There's
Receipt.
coupons on the back.
They're just making fun of him.
What are you talking about?
Like he's like, just he posts stuff and people save it. Like if he DMs somebody, like I'm not gonna tell the guy, but he DM'd because he was talking shit about Chrissy, and he's like, dude, we have a problem. Why are you saying stuff about Chrissy like this? He's trying to control the narrative, and he gets
look at the shaking. By the way, you
Listen
can
to him,
see in the
too.
microphone. Oh, and he's
the
got
cope vocabulary. He's controlling the narrative.
and not only that, he's got the shakiness in his voice, the bad adrenaline control.
I think he needs to step away from shit like this. It's not for him.
He should, yeah, he should step away, but I hope he doesn't.
That's true.
I love a good Chad video.
like lower level tier podcast to talk shit on me.
Hi.
Like he encourages.
Do
them.
you have anything you want to say? You have anything you want to say to the steel toe, the people at Steel Toe?
No, who cares?
Fucking Frank. Oh, fucking Gino. I fucking hate him. How about Steel Toe? No, I'm good. Thanks. Who cares? I don't know.
Look at Kevin and Bob right now.
Look at this is my favorite part. You want to say anything at the Steel Toe? No, who cares? Laugh, laugh. Oh, they know that Chad is bothered.
Awkward smile.
Honestly, they're just trying to rile Chad up.
Yeah, that's the whole point of having him on.
All it is.
Who are they?
I don't even know. All of a sudden, he was on my thing. He does a show every day.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. I was like,
No, he does a live stream every day, and I was like, what can you possibly have to fucking talk
He does
about?
talk. He does do a good show. He doesn't have a radio. He has to have a radio background.
Oh, God. Chad is trying to go,
Chad.
fuck these guys. They suck. And here's Bob Levy telling Kevin, oh, they do a really good show. The guy's got a radio background.
God.
Could
Like
you
Chad
imagine-
cannot catch a break.
And look at how quick he goes from smiling to pissed off as soon as Bob.
he goes to awkwardly fix his camera every time.
He's
too.
reading the chat.
Yeah.
He's reading the chat. As Bob tells him how this has been Chad being asked about Steel Toe, which he doesn't want to talk about, as you can see. Bob and Kevin pushing him into talking about Steel Toe. And when they do, either Bob or Kevin or sometimes both say, no, Chad, you're wrong. That show's actually pretty funny and it's pretty good what they do and it makes sense. Oh, I loved this clip so much yesterday, and I think I'm liking it more the second time around. Has it been as good as I advertised it to be?
It's pretty good.
I think these guys all grew up watching O&A, and they just play radio in their basement.
And now people in the chat are going, Chad is unemployed.
I said Bob Levy and Shuley work because number one, they're comics. Number two, they actually know John. They know him, so they can have fun with it, and it's funny. So everyone tries to copy what they're doing, and it's just a shitty version of Uncle
in
Rick.
fairness, we were doing shitting on John after Carl did, but before Shuley started Uncle Rico. In fairness.
I like how he always.
I like those guys.
I like how he uses the O&A stuff. Like, oh, they're just big O&A fans. Like, that's an insult.
Right.
That was one of the best radio shows of all time.
You know what the difference is between you and I, Chad? When Anthony watches my stuff, he retweets it and talks about how funny it is. He bashes you for an hour.
He sits on the phone with you uncomfortably and says, oh, are we going to have to make some phone calls and make sure you don't show up?
This guy's kind of a
'Cause,
psycho. I don't know about him.
You're a problem.
No, it's great. It's awesome to watch Chad project what he wants and can't get, and then go, well, this is what these guys are trying to do. They're just trying to be like one of the greatest radio shows of all time. Wow, fuck me, right?
Does he ever get off one of these shows and just feel demoralized, do you think?
I hope not, because then we'd lose content.
I don't think he does. I think he's like, nah, fuck all that. I was just on a show with these guys.
I told those
they're
guys.
Not, and,
yeah.
Because we're not
Rico,
there.
that's
But
all.
we copied what's his name at WA.
Best. You guys are the
So Chad's trying to suck Bob's dick because the Steel Toe show just got complimented right in front of him, and he hates that. So then he tried to suck Bob's dick, and Bob goes, oh, no, we're copying Carl from Who Are These Podcasts?
Oh, get it, guys? They copy a show, but we copy one too.
Yeah. And then Bob's like, yeah, we're copying too. We're all ripping each other
We're
off.
all inspired by somebody.
Yes.
Funniest at it because you're comedians and you know John.
I love his show. I mean, I dig it. Look,
Yeah, but they're all stealing from fucking Jocktober, aren't they?
Yes.
So this whole thing
Yes.
of
He originally did all of that.
who are these podcasts? He didn't invent this. He fucking basically, it's like they did it from Jocktober.
But it's killing. It's just great. It's great entertainment. People seem to love to hate John, and it's just it's the greatest thing ever.
Uh-oh, I'm seeing a wiggle in that
Makes me
microphone,
happy.
Chat. Look at him. Look at the
rigid
jaw
lips.
clench. The lips purse up. Boy, does he get mad when he doesn't get his way.
Hates it.
Thank you, Kevin Brennan. Thank you, Bob Levy. I appreciate it. They tried to bring up Steel Toe twice, and each time Chad had to kind of do-si-do out of it. Oh,
He can't win no matter where he is.
I fucking loved that. Oh, was that a great goddamn time. Chad Zumock is my favorite guy. Maybe Opie. Again, maybe Opie.
I think Chad's more entertaining than Opie.
Mostly the great Chad Zumock. All right, let's catch up with some people here in the chat. Oh, there's Frank Pellegrino. Says, I would never puppeteer or send information or support anyone going after Chad. This is just random super chat money coincidentally coming in during your Chad segment.
Thanks, Frank.
Frank, thank you for that random super chat during our Chad segment. It's crazy that you just wandered in while we were talking about Chad. That's
No meaning at all.
crazy. He called you Marquis says, he called you lower tier. You gonna let this fucking prick get away with that? What's this world coming to? Dude, if I'm lower tier, Chad, you get like 40 views on your shit and you have like your main thing that you put your show on is Patreon. There's 80 people on it. You have 1,400 people subscribe to you on YouTube. If I'm lower tier, you ain't even in the fucking ball game, champ. I mean, here's the difference between you and me. I'll take lower tier. That's fine. Here's what our show's doing. Here's Chad, way below the lower tier, under the fucking bleachers because he couldn't afford a ticket into the fucking game, you futon sleeping broke ass. If I'm lower tier, Chad, I'm still above whatever you are.
But then his spin out from that, like from his numbers on his videos and all that, is going to be, well, do you see the podcasts I get on? Do you see the shows I do?
And they make fun of you.
Yeah, they're not there because you're so good.
Right. To your face, they mock you. Oh, I love it.